Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Look deeper.
We're here to grow.
And welcome back to
another.
welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie,
and we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today we have another round tour in the house. I'm so happy and grateful to introduce to you our friend for the second and a half time. No, the third time. But the
second and a half sounds right.
The first full of her new being. She's came from cannabis we met her in, and she's created this new incredible endeavor that is filled with love and passion, and we want to hear all about that. Please put your joints up and hands together for our friend Milka! How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming back on the show. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Probably close to 8-9 months maybe since we've seen you.
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
Oh my
So nice to see your face.
Maybe close to a year though.
Close to a year.
No, it's almost been a year.
I hate
We've
that.
done some things.
Yeah.
We've all done it because we
Yeah.
threw an incredible event together.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to give you flowers
Thank
for
you.
that because that was
Yeah, you made that
You're
event.
the best event partner we've ever had.
Aw.
Honestly, your thoughtfulness is so good, and it shows in what you do and what you create.
Thank you.
But yeah, we've all had incredible years and time.
Yeah.
But do you wanna share a little bit of what it's been like building this?
It's been wild. I feel like I've been doing it for the past, I'd say, year and a half.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when it kind of started.
I think a year and a half now. I mean, maybe a little bit longer just because manifestations and, ideas and thoughts, and you're constantly thinking about, your passion project, and it just kind of came about. I have no idea. I feel like I just woke up one morning and I'm like, I'm doing it, and you just have to do it. When are you going to do it?
I watched you catch this flame.
Yeah.
I seen this happen with you.
And you remember when we discovered we both loved food?
Well,
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then we were like, and she's like, I love
fridge.
food too. And you're like, I love food too.
I mean, yeah, it's an easy thing to connect on.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, we'll introduce this product, but after that, your love for cooking, it's very easy to see because I live with someone who also loves cooking and I think finds it extremely therapeutic.
It is.
How long have you been interested in cooking? Were you cooking with your family growing up? Because the stuff that you make is beautiful, and obviously this, we haven't tried this yet actually, so we've only tried the spread.
It's so
far,
good.
and it's so fucking good. And it feels like a lot of intent went into making it. When you have it, we had it on Little Crestinis last night, and I was just like, So let's talk about your love for cooking and where that comes from.
Oh man, I love it.
It's family, man. It's community. It's people. It's coming together. It's bringing people together.
I feel like
that's the biggest thing.
Westerners have lost that a little bit.
Yeah.
White people too specifically.
Yeah.
It's we don't conjure as much and get together as much. It seems.
It's just family time, and whether that be your real family or chosen family, I think that time together is really special, and that's what creates that sort of inspiration for food. What are you going to make? Who are you inviting over? What are you going to cook for them? What do they like? Right? It's just so much thought, and you can't rush it, but then it's kind of you're not planning it too much either. In a way,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
You have to listen as well.
Yeah.
You can't make and force. You got to almost sing a song in the key of their vibe by what food you want to create for that setting. I love flatbreads. This is going to help me so much on flatbreads.
Yeah.
That final perfect bang of a topper of an ingredient that you need for a pizza or flatbread. Mwah.
Yeah.
So it can also help me with sauces. I love whipping sauces because what can't you pour a sauce on?
Yeah,
Anything.
No, exactly. Yeah. Well, this definitely does stem more from my grandmother's recipe originally.
Okay,
So it goes back to family, right? I mean, I bought it's roasted red pepper and eggplant spread. It's been around for years.
It's like a ratatouille kind of.
I don't know how to describe it. It is. It's a spread. It's a spread, right?
But you roast the peppers yourself on the fire.
On the fire. And so that's the key thing. It's there are a few products like this out there, but this is the most I think, authentic, because everyone just puts the peppers into the ovens. Like, it's just so commercial, right?
Yeah.
Like, you guys know with cannabis, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just become a little commercial. It's become so big.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you keep it small? How do you keep it craft, but still good, you
There-
know,
I-
and successful at the same time?
Exactly. I think it's always going to kind of exist, hopefully, at the top of the mountain, because, like, with a large market with a big ask like weed and food, it's
food.
like
Yeah, it's
basically
huge.
access. So it's
Right.
like everyone can access craft singles, but can you go to a St. Lawrence market and get a fine Parmigiana?
Yeah.
You're lucky if you
You're
can.
lucky if you can.
So it's like
right?
that's like what this is. It falls
Yeah.
under like a premium thing when it's like done by somebody who's kind of like hands-on. You feel the passion, feel the love. One day you may be able to scale it in an authentic way.
It has to remain authentic, and that's like the biggest, I
Yeah.
think, hurdle that I have to come across now is figuring that out.
Yeah,
But
scalability.
for now, it's like I'm really happy with it being seasonal and keeping it fresh and waiting for those peppers to come in. Like I was saying the other day, I'm like, oh, the peppers came in, but they're just a little spicier. It's like, why? I have no idea. They
It's
just decided
organic.
to be spicy.
It's
They just
it's
grew that
life.
way. You know what I mean? So, and it's kind of like, can
It's
we
nature.
adapt to that? Like, and then you asked me the question about consistency, and it's like, no, like every batch is very different.
Yeah.
Every pepper is different. Some are bigger, some are smaller. If it's towards the end of the season, you know, they're perfect. They're nice and big, they're juicy. So, yeah.
So I definitely do want to get in because you touched on like thought manifestation, visualization, bringing it to life. I do want to go there. Your incredible spiritual growth and interpersonal work is amazing and a journey in its own. So I do want to go there, but I do want to talk about feet on the floor, first person, doing all this R&D. I mean, finding the kitchen space. Like, you're talking to someone who definitely dreams about like one day bringing a food to the market, a food product to the market. But the fucking amount of not like legal, but like food grade stuff. I seen you as a friend like find the kitchens to work out of and do the stuff and make the content and like
Take like classes.
how was
didn't
like
we?
you had to
Take, like,
learn
canning
the
classes.
temperatures. She was texting me one day like, oh yeah, because I have to be some temperature and some pressure amount and like learning all these bullshit things.
Yeah,
that, like,
I
really was
know,
like,
but
yo,
they're important.
But no, it takes you from someone who just like whips a nice sauce
Yeah.
to somebody who's the Spicy
It's
Balkan
like, okay,
product.
what do I do with this next?
Yeah.
Like,
So
how do
like, what was
yeah.
that like? Feet on the floor. Like, I want to get into the manifesting thought stuff, but like, you have to go take the action. So like, how was
Yeah.
that the trial and error? And walk us through that process of those things I was talking about, the learnings.
I feel like it was just like moving slower. Like the problem is it's like sometimes you just move too fast and you skip steps because you don't have time to think that fast.
Yeah.
Like my thoughts need to catch up with my actions sometimes.
Yo.
And I was checking myself. Like I started to check myself and I'm like, why am I moving so fast? Like, why do I need to move so fast? Even
You're
right?
such a
Like, it's
G,
that-
man. You can call yourself out.
but it's that simple, and it's kind of like slow down. Okay, what do I have to do next? What is necessary even,
Yeah.
right? Like what is
Yeah.
necessary? And it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna start cooking this in my house. Okay, great. We brought it to a few Balkan barbecues, like with my family and my friends, and people loved it. And I'm like, okay, that's good feedback. And we were doing taste testing and just making sure that the product is right, you know. And it's like, I didn't finalize the recipe until I was 100% happy with it. Like you have to be 100% happy with your final product. You
How
can't-
long did that take?
It was like that first year.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
year. Yeah, about a
It
year.
really was like a year at least. And I fine-tuned it until the end, I swear. And then even now though, like it's like, oh, it's a little spicy. It's like, oh, like what do I do next? Like how do I ensure that it's not too spicy for the next batch, right? It's
not
okay that
too
it's
spicy.
different.
It's not. I
No?
love the amount of
Okay.
spice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's spicy.
Yeah.
But spicy is on the label.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and it is the spicy version, so I'll do mild and spicy. And so that's what I kind of realized is, you know, feedback from people doing these taste tests. Some people like it mild, some people like it spicy. So, you know, it was kind of like juggling, okay, what do people want? And you have to meet somewhere in the middle. Like you can't make a product for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
It is specific to certain people, right? So yeah, I think a year of that, slowing down, waiting until I was happy with it, and then moving on to the next and being like, okay, what do I do next? Okay, am I happy with the jars? Am I happy with the label? Am I happy with the product?
And you're designing You're doing the design.
Yeah, I did the design work as well.
Come on.
See?
That's crazy,
See?
though.
So you're there at night, cooking on, is it Photoshop or whatever you're designing it on?
Yeah, Illustrator.
You're going Illustrator, you're going boom, boom, thugging it out into the night. You wake up and you're like, let me source these peppers and get these spices right. And then where does it become to the point where you're like, all right, family's cool with it. Let me see if I can rip out 100 jars and find a slightly bigger industrial-sized kitchen and learn what it takes to not make people sick by making a product.
Yeah. But also it's kind of like, to the point of like slowing down, I was just going to say that like, I didn't want to overthink it, right? Like even with the design work, I'm like, okay, this looks good. I'm happy with it. On to the next, like, right? Like, we can't overthink it either at the same time. We want to be happy with it, but we can't just sit on it and mull over it and then want to change something else. And it's like, you can come back. We can come back. We can change it after. We can tweak it, adjust it, have it evolve. It's like...
It's alive.
With a brand, with a brand, with a product, it's a living, breathing thing. Like, you have to let it evolve. You have to let it change.
Yeah.
There's no, like, set rule. And I think there used to be, right? Like, there used to be in advertising and, the traditional ways of doing
Harsh
things.
expectation. If you sold me a gold A, I want a gold A until the day I go away.
It's just, like, so... it's just all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can we do something a little bit different? Can we not worry so much about it? And, people will love the product and they'll recognize it in that way. And if it needs to evolve or change, like, let it.
Yeah.
Just let it be like that.
Yeah, you're so right. It's really interesting when people rebrand, especially with a brand that's been around for a long time, because they always let people know that they've rebranded. They don't just like come out and be like, hey, like this is our name, where we know that our product is more than what this like label is. So, but they're always like new bottles, same great product.
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it is either.
I don't think even the consumer notices.
Like,
it's like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, if they
Nice
know the
work.
product, they'll know the product, they'll know the name.
Yeah.
As long as the name hasn't changed, like,
Yeah.
it's still the same, right? It's kind of like us. Like, we evolve and change after
Totally.
a while, but we have the same name. And
You're a different person every 5 years.
yeah.
Sometimes you don't have the same name, though. That's cool, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a different person in every moment, arguably. Like in every next moment. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're different. You're
You
different.
you have the ability of choice. You can be like, I'm just gonna go this right now, but yeah. So that's amazing. So yeah, you're choosing to trust your vision of just enjoying making something that brings you bliss.
Yeah.
Like this brings you happiness, and you want to share that with the world. And you're like, so I'm gonna just hack away at building something that. It feels good to say, like, like here, like you made this.
Yeah.
Like you brought this to life.
I love just watching people enjoy it too, though.
Oh, good.
Like, that's the best part, is just seeing people really enjoy it. Like, I did,
Yes.
there's a restaurant down here. It's an Italian place, Vasili, and he was doing like a wine tasting, and I'm like, oh, like we should have my Ellevan and just like have it as a little spread or something. And he's like,
1,000%.
yeah, for sure. I was like, okay, great. And he brought it around, had people try it, and I was just like, I was just sitting there in the corner, and my friend ditched me that day, so I just went alone for dinner, and I sat there and I was just watching people, and I was like, oh, I love their reactions, like just like watching them nod and being like, it's good, like you can see them mouthing it's good, and I'm just like, oh, good, it's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fulfilling.
I didn't realize, I don't know how long Ellevan's been doing this, but like when he does the most of the cooking in our household, and when he brings the plates over to the table, he'll like sit down and he'll go and do something else sometime, like get water or something, I don't know, whatever else needs to be done, and I can see that he's like clocking me, and he's like, I'm gonna watch you eat before I eat, because I just want to see what's up. And I didn't realize that for so long. I was like, what the fuck is this guy fucking, let's go. So I just started eating.
Well, it just like brings joy to people too, right?
No, exactly.
So, it's good.
She's
It's
nailing.
nice.
I was gonna talk about that from my perspective. It's like when I serve food, especially to Winnie, but definitely to friends too, I'm like, before I eat, I'm like, just voyeurism. I'm just like, I want to see you.
Yeah.
How do you react? Like, because
It's a little sensual.
it is. I'm like, I
It's
just
food, it is.
I
Yeah,
want to see you
absolutely.
enjoy it. Like,
Yeah,
I
you want
like
to see them enjoy it.
because like I know I feel like if I put the plate forward, I've done something special, like something unique. And then so I'm like, I want to see if this registers. And then most of the time, she'll react. Or like a friend will react. I want to push it to like that, fuck. I want to get that fuck. That like shit, you know? So yeah, watching people, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
It's very fulfilling. Food is something that connects people so deeply because it's so nurturing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're not only nurturing the body, you're like, here, let me give you good ingredients that I know are sourced well. Or like when you eat at my place, it's like, I'm not gonna over salt shit or over sugar shit. You know, I'm gonna like try and make it good for your body, but it's also like I'm stimulating your mind. Like you're creating flavor sensations. You're
Yeah,
like blessing
totally.
us. Like
Their
even
mouth
you're not in the room,
orgasms.
but yeah, you're blessing us with like mental stimulation. I was going back for like I made that whole like toasted crustinis thing yesterday, and then I went back and there was just some more raw bread, and I was in the kitchen like just fucking. Like,
But it's like those natural reactions to food. I feel like we lose that when we go to a restaurant. You know, we lose that playful
'cause-
thing that like
yeah.
kids do when they sit at a table and they're just like, oh, and they like maul the food, or they
That's
want to like.
true.
I'll
know
get
what
up
I
and do
mean?
one of these though.
It's like something about home cooked food is just really very different.
Yeah, and eating together.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing a music video with one of his partners, Kia.
Yeah.
And
The Persians.
yeah, they're a lot of the people in the video were Persian, and their community really showed up for them. And like there was this one guy who like brought a bunch of delicious cooked meat.
Meat Zone,
And we-
my man Mo, who
Yeah.
owns Meat Zone, basically was part of the executive production of the thing. His company provided delicious lamb, and one of our brethren, Rami Benz, just starts going over with a slice of lamb, and you turn this way, and he's like, "Here you go." He's feeding
He was
people.
feeding everyone
Men,
on set, and it was
women.
just like it's such a like a I don't know, it feels love.
Yeah, you feel love.
Yeah, I
That's
think
it.
in one of the Asian countries, they ask you instead of "How are you?" when you see each other, they ask you "Have you eaten?" Because it's just like let me show you my love by like taking
Yeah.
care of your
We just-
basic needs.
Yeah.
We just want to say we know that there's a lot of Asian countries.
Listen, I need to get maybe better with my geography. Okay.
It's probably Vietnam.
But I think that goes with a lot of cultures, like even my culture too. Like,
Yeah, let's
the
talk
minute I
about-
go to my family's house, they're
Bosnian?
like, "Have you eaten? Are you hungry?" Yeah, my family's in Bosnia and Serbia. I'm Serbian,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just the first thing is like, "Oh, we love you." They hug me and they're like, "Have you eaten? What did you eat? Like, did you eat enough?" Okay, whether you say yes or no, they prepare you food. It doesn't matter.
Good.
Like,
You know why? Because it's abundance.
Yeah.
It's like we made it. We are at the top of the
Yeah.
animal chain. If we can put out a spread, we have it. We made it. We're okay. We're safe. It allows your lower chakra to relax, so then you can start like raising. You know, you get creative,
yeah, food is so important.
intellectual. You start like raising your vibration.
Can we talk about what you were telling us yesterday? You're going on a trip and you're going to get some knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be launching. So I have three spice mixes now. So there's the paprika. I do the pickling mix as well. And then I have my version of a traditional sort of vegeta, but a little bit different.
Say it again.
It's my version of
Vegeta?
yeah. That is an actual brand that exists out there, but my product is similar with my own sort of recipe, obviously, that I've formulated. So it's all natural. It's all...
This is my favorite shit right now. Like
I know.
I'm thinking about this when I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
It is. It's so good.
But yeah, so the seasoning is like an all-natural seasoning. Honestly, you can put on anything. It's really great in stews, in soups. Lately, I've been using it on my barbecue. Anything that you put on the grill is amazing. Anything that you roast in the oven, just sprinkle it on top. It's like Balkan crack, basically. It's just so good.
I got that
is.
Balkan crack.
Yeah.
son.
But it is. We literally put it on everything. Every household has a big bag of it. So, yeah, so that's my third product. And then, so I want to do a fourth, which is going to be like a meat mix. Or I guess you can do it with tofu as well. I haven't experimented that yet, but want to try. Yeah, so I'm going to go to Bosnia, visit my family for the next month or so. And then I'm going to join one of my friends in the kitchen. He makes the best chivapi in town, apparently. And so...
What's chivapi?
Chivapi. Next time I'm going to have to cook that for you guys. Yeah, please. But it's like it's a mix of minced meat. So people do it differently. Sometimes it's beef. I like when it's like beef and a bit of lamb because it adds a little bit of flavor. Some people put pork in it, but it's like a little bit greasier that way. So it just depends what you like. It depends what region you're from. It's very popular across the Balkans. Everyone kind of makes it a little bit different.
The Balkans is a region of countries, right?
Yeah.
A Mediterranean region,
Yeah.
which is Serbia, Bosnia.
It's like southeastern, I guess.
Croatia?
Europe.
Am I wrong?
Let's not get into the
I'm
countries.
sorry.
Too political.
Okay. Fair enough. True. Thank you.
Someone might get offended.
Put me
So
on
you
game.
never know.
But the Balkans, I just wanted to clarify, is a Mediterranean region that represents a type of cooking. if
Yeah,
you
it's like
will.
southeastern Europe, I
There you
guess. More of that region.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, but just keep it vague, like me.
Yeah, it's
Don't
whoever
offend
it
anyone.
resonates with. Like whoever wants to be a part of the Balkans, we'll take you in.
This is the food. This is the food that connects everyone.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
say it's fun to live there, no? Or to
Yeah.
be there.
I love going. I love visiting my family.
Is it more natural? What's going on there?
It's just so relaxing. And the thing is, in Bosnia, it's like there's not a lot of tourism yet.
Okay.
Like it hasn't hit yet. I mean, I think it's starting to, but because of the war, it's like people were hesitant to like go there, and they're like, "Oh, is it safe?" And I'm like, "I've been going there since I've been like 10 years old every single summer. It's totally fine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
got the
That's
family
kinda
houses
nice
to go to. What
that
would
you
we
had
do?
the secret treasure, though. That's like a
and just
you know.
watching it like evolve over the years has been really great too.
Yeah.
I think that went out.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's okay.
I always
spark,
do
bring
that.
some flame to it.
Yeah. What was
So
I
that's
saying?
cool. So you're gonna go back and
Yeah.
you're gonna get some game
Yeah.
from an OG.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring it back and put it in a product.
Well, to be inspired by it, right? Like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's like it's going to be great to try his version of it, but like, how can I make it my own?
Of course.
right?
Oh, yeah. You
And-
don't want to be a complete.
And,
copy.
and honestly, like I've tried to do it at home, and I'm like, okay, let me just like concoct something, and it's like, I just need to be inspired. I just need to go out there and try a few more and just see how people do it
Yeah.
to make my own.
So this guy that you're gonna watch, or
Yeah, it's
whatever,
one of my friends.
he makes the best vipachi. Is that what
Chivapi.
it is? Chivapi.
Yes.
Which is
and
what?
It's the
It's like the minced meat.
The
and
the
the
meat
mix.
mix.
Yeah.
and the mix.
And the
So
mix.
you're
Yeah.
specifically
They
focused on
look
the
like
mix.
little like sausages. Basically,
Oh, yeah,
is what
the-
they look like, and you eat it with
Oh my god, I want it
Oh,
right
I
now.
fucking
and
want-
kaymak, which is like a sour cream.
Is
I
it
guess.
like a kebab kind
Similar but
Yeah.
different?
Similar but different.
Yeah, yeah. It's
of?
something
I love
like that. It's something
I would
like
love that on that.
It's really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna
Okay,
be like, oh, what's your mix? What are you
Catch that game. She's
Yeah.
gonna go scoop game from the OG.
Yeah, I mean, again, just like be inspired and see
Yeah.
how people are doing it and what do people like, and like how can that trigger a thought in my mind on
Yeah.
how would I want to make it?
You're
and then I'll
And
following
just
that is
creative
part
flow.
of the work.
Yeah, the
that's
creative.
a part of the, and
It's-
that has come naturally. Like you can't give it a deadline. You can't say, oh, I want to launch a product by Christmas time or
Exactly.
whatever. It's like no,
Exactly.
it's like it's gonna come when it comes,
Ugh.
and it'll be ready when it's ready,
gotta
and then
be-
people will enjoy it. And it's like I have to remind myself, like, don't be too worried about other people and other brands and other products. Oh, is someone else going to launch it before you? Like, I don't really care because mine is going to be mine, and
Yeah.
people will love it anyways.
I am
So-
loving
That
and
is
also
so beautiful.
needing this energy right now, Milka.
Thank you.
I needed your guys' energy.
No,
I
you-
really need to be reminded to chill the fuck out.
You are
Yeah.
resembling when
We
when
forget.
we when we saw you yesterday, living in your truth and loving it and just being like flow with it. It was such validation, like a energy angel in our life, in the endeavors that we're pursuing, to just trust and faith and give ourselves that space you're just talking about to catch creative flow inspiration.
Yeah.
Like dive in, and whatever comes next will help you evolve into that thing that you think you want. But it's going to be so much more fulfilling on your own path, and like to trust that is amazing work.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really well done.
Yeah, so exciting.
Very cool. And so, like, what has that been like? can we call it letting go of the reins a bit? Or because you've fallen into your passion project and it's becoming a business, and that's something we explore on the show so deeply because when business is like this, it's very spiritual. Like it is, they're not separated.
It
like,
comes from your soul.
Yeah.
That comes from inside when you do something like that.
And then your
And just
why is
watching
stronger.
you were at a market yesterday, and just watching you interact with people, like you looked like a princess.
Yeah,
Like
you look so amazing.
And you even we took some video, and we didn't have we didn't put sound on that video, but you were telling me about the product, and I was like, this chick is sales repping the shit out of her own product.
Well, that's
like it was just
you have to be there.
You have to,
You have to be
right?
there.
And that's
It has to be you.
and that is
So gangster.
work I think some people don't want to do, and awesome. That's great because we need people who don't want to do that type of work so they can help other people with their work that they're doing. But like, it's very admirable.
You're showing up. You're showing all the way up. And that's where the passion comes through.
But this hasn't been easy.
No.
Yeah, like let's not sugarcoat it.
No,
Like,
I mean, all these things sound great, but it's like, what am I doing? I'm up until like 3 a.m. in the morning, like packing bags and doing crazy things and like labeling and you know, oh shit, I forgot the expiration date on it. Like putting on last minute expiration date stickers and like all of that happens like in the background, right? It's like, and then I'm constantly, you know, maybe tasting it even and be like, okay, what does it taste like? Is it good for tomorrow? Like, is everything on point? Like, is it too salty again? Like, yeah, I finalized the recipe, but it's like allowing it to kind of breathe and like change with time. Like, do we like more salt or less salt, you know, a year or two from now? Like, why wouldn't you change the product a little bit if that's the way that people are moving towards, right?
Taking responsibility for your dreams. You're like, I want this thing to happen, so I get to accept all of these tasks. You know,
But it's like, it's a part of the process.
Yeah.
You have to love and enjoy that process, but you also have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't appreciate it if you don't.
Yeah.
You know, like
you gotta climb
really
the
have
hill
to
feel
you have to
good
start from
about
the
being
ground
on
up.
top.
And that's
If you're gonna start, you have to start from the ground up. You can't. There
Respect.
are no cutting corners.
you have to
can't-
fucking dig a hole and then start down there.
Yeah, basically
fucking
these
true.
days. Yeah, because you're negative.
No,
You have to-
honestly,
yeah.
honestly, and I kind of did want to go there a little bit. Is the spiritual preparation to actually, as Winnie metaphorically was just saying, dig a hole.
Yeah.
You basically have to stop the momentum from your old beliefs in order to reroute towards this new thing. And I feel like there is this version of stripping away old habits or getting introspective before you kind of...
Yeah, you have to prep yourself.
Yeah,
You have to prep your mind, like, before you go into that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to do it when you're ready. Like, you just need to be ready. It's all about the timing of it, and you have to be ready. Because if I had started this earlier on, guys, like, I don't think it would be good. like I wasn't ready. There were things missing, and, you know, some of the passion even might not have been there like it is now. Like, that feeling evolves over time, and it becomes stronger.
Yeah.
Because it's a love. It's like a love affair.
Okay, tell me about that.
That resonates with me. I was gonna say I feel that about stand up because I started stand up in 2018 and it was something that I enjoyed, but after 8 months I was like, this is not for me.
Right.
And then COVID happened, and like that desire really like
Something changes.
Yeah, it got a lot bigger, and now I just like really want to do it.
And that's when it comes naturally.
Can't let it go.
That's when it comes naturally. Because, like, I saw you on stage early on, and then after 2, and I'm like, wow, like, this is a new woman. Like,
Dude.
it's wild.
Yeah,
It's wild
totally.
to see the evolution of people over even such a small amount of time. So think about that time frame. Like, imagine later, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or whatever. Like, it's amazing.
Kicking ass,
It's
taking
amazing. You're
names.
kicking ass at that time.
Yeah.
And it comes naturally. You become a professional at it.
Yeah, I know. Weird.
Flipping this on you now.
I like it. It's very
I love
liberating.
this.
Yeah.
And the more that you do it, like every time I do it, I'm like, fuck yeah, like I just took another step towards
And see,
something.
even though these two things are so different,
yeah.
it's still the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
It's belief. It's
Yeah.
doubling down.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the Spicy Balkan in Sobeys everywhere, Metro everywhere, Whole Foods, Urban Fare, all these things, Mine Hearts? Like, are you thinking about that yet, or are you just enjoying where it's at now?
Like I obviously thought of it, and I enjoy where it is at right now, because I mean, I don't know what's going to happen later, but
You're doing the markets.
Yeah, like I think like step one is the markets. Next is finding the partners that are right to work with.
For like bigger distribution, you mean?
Like yeah, but still small. Like start small, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't start
Premium.
Up high
It's
and-
premium.
Yeah.
It's so like,
It has to make sense too, right?
Yeah.
Like where I have it in. Like if I can go to some Balkan specific shops and get that in, you know, I think that might resonate with the people who are familiar with these types of products, right?
Totally.
And then it's like I have a second group of people that are sort of like my consumer that, you know, are curious about it.
Yes.
Like they maybe want to try it, or they want to, you know, because a lot of people, even that bought the product yesterday, I had those two groups of people coming, and that's how I know, like, those are the people I'm selling to. I had these curious people come up being like, ooh, what is this? Like, I've never seen this before, right? And then I have the people being like, yo, I'm Balkan.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yo.
So, like, it's a great mix,
Yeah.
a great
Respect.
mix of people. And then it's like, I knew the Balkan people when they start to come up to me, because I'm like, hey, these people know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
like you
tell.
can you can
You
tell.
can tell, yeah.
And then some people, like, if they don't know what it is, they're like timid. They're like, oh, what is this? Like,
Is there any specific Balkan shops in Toronto that you like frequent? I don't know if I've ever been to like a specific Balkan shop.
they're a little more west or east.
Yeah.
Like, if you go at both ends of the city, like, they have their specific shops. Like,
they're not going to pay rent downtown.
no, that's for sure.
Go to Leslieville or something. But you know how to cultivate community, and that's so important for building the brand. You're not relying on retail shelves to boost your product like radio waves as a music artist could. It's like you're actually cultivating and know where to aim for people who might be interested in your product.
Yeah, because where did they go? Like, where did they want to find it? And people always ask me, they're like, oh, where can I find it? I'm like, oh, you can find it online right now on my website. And then I'm like,
Which
oh,
is?
thespicybalkan.com.
Yeah, go get yours. Go get yours.
Follow
Link
us
below.
too.
Yeah. And then
And-
but you're cultivating the community for people
Yeah.
who care, and you're doing workshops.
Yeah, the workshops are
Yo.
fun.
And the content to inform people online.
Like,
You've
what
been
is it?
grilling it up. Yeah, tell us about the workshop and
Yeah, the workshop. So we featured this product here, which is the tangy garlic pickling spice mix.
Yes.
And it's just in 3 really simple, easy ways to make it. All you have to do is mix your water to vinegar. You can put a little salt in there, 1-to-1, boil it, make it nice and hot, and then just get the vegetables that are in your fridge that are going to go bad, that you're not going to make anything with. Put it in a jar and pour the water on top with the spice mix, and that's it. Like, it's super simple. Keep it in the fridge. Like, there's no canning required, because it gets too complicated. People don't want to go through that hassle unless they're really into it, right?
Yeah.
Unless they know what they're doing. But this is easy. Like, you just put it into the fridge after and enjoy it after, you know, a day or two. I think 4 days is a sweet spot. Like, if you let it sit in your fridge for 4 days, the vegetables are still nice and crispy. You get that nice, like, flavor, but it's fresh. It's so good as, like, a side to, like, one of your dishes, or like a little cold salad for the summertime.
nice. And this flavors it and makes it nice. What's in
Yeah.
this? Like roughly, you don't have to give
So
away
many
all the
things.
ingredients.
Well, it's on the back. I
Is
like
it
to tell
fennel?
people what's in there. No, there's dill, there's mustard seed, black pepper, bay leaf,
Ooh.
allspice, berry.
But the
I showed you
original,
that yesterday.
yeah,
yeah.
the allspice not broken down in allspice.
And then just like a little bit of red pepper, like the chili flakes, just to give it like a little bit of spice for spicy Balkan.
I love that you created a little window to see all of
yeah.
the ingredients. You want to show them that over there?
Yeah.
I've done this one.
Okay,
Yeah, but
nice.
yes.
That's really cool.
That's so
Thank you.
nice.
Well, okay, so firstly, I just want to say,
Garlic?
like, plastic is horrible, and it's really bugging me these days. And
Ugh.
I'm like, how do I get the plastic window? Like, how am I going to do this? Like, I might eventually move it over to a jar just until everybody, and until we find a better solution to this. Because I'm like, I want people to be able to see it because it's such a beautiful thing. But it's like, I'm hating that it's plastic. So
That's good to have that awareness.
This might change a little bit.
It's nice to have the window, but it's good to have
I
the
think
awareness.
this just got regulated for cannabis products, that they can have a little window. Yeah.
That would be good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weed's the same thing. Like, you
Yeah.
want to be able to see it.
Yeah, for
I want
sure.
to see what I'm buying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when you could smell it in the legacy days? Let me smell that jar. Let me smell that.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I just go in and smell all the premiums.
I don't
Before
know
I was
if
buying
I don't know
premium,
if
I
that
just
will
smell
ever
them.
happen because it's always going to have a package on it. I can see it being out in like
Here's
as
what's
like a
gonna
liquor
happen.
store situation.
Yeah, maybe. Like behind the counter, sort of. Just like.
Yeah, you can
Here's
see
what
it all.
it is.
Maybe.
Private lounge, owner, my dollar, my sale. I buy 4 ounces of black market jealousy. I put it in a jar. You know what I mean?
Like for a consumption lounge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
consumption. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm saying that's the way I think we could
Yeah, that
cross
could-
that
yeah.
that here, because they used to just get a big Ziploc bag of pounds and put it in different jars.
Yeah.
But like right now you'd have to disassemble more, but
Yeah, consumption lounges would have to be able to purchase directly from licensed producers, I guess, right? That would be they would have to.
that would be wonderful. But even if you bought a retail, anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So these workshops, you teach people how to do it, and they gather in person.
Yeah, I'm going to do one in September. I did my first one earlier this summer, and it was great.
What space do you hold these workshops in? Is it a kitchen?
That Toronto studio.
Oh yeah, you're telling
Yeah,
me.
so it's like kind of an art gallery / like event space.
Cool.
Just it can be whatever. It's such a great space, but it has like a built-in sort of wall, like a small kitchen.
Yeah.
And when I came across it, I was like, oh, it's like this is perfect. Like it's such a good energy. It's warm. You get that warm fuzzy feeling like when you come in, and it's like, okay, this is comfortable, right?
It's a vibe.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you're in someone's cute little backyard or something, like at
That's
their
nice,
house, you know.
yeah.
And I really like that. But yeah, so everyone basically got a little sample packet of the pickling spice, and we did a little workshop. So I basically started off by telling them a little bit about my products and what am I doing, and just talking about food and saving food, because it's like we forget that we can do something with the food that's about to go bad. Like, not throw it out, but do something with it. It's either you're going to cook with it or you can pickle it.
Don't
And
be
it's
wasteful.
such a great way. Yeah, it's such a great way to save your food that's in the fridge and actually eat it maybe in a different way. So yeah, I did a little quick taste testing. So I usually make a few different types of vegetables a few days before so that people can taste the final products, because obviously you need it to sit after you've made it. So we do like a little charcuterie, meet and greet, get people to get comfortable and get to know each other.
Charcuterie, meet and greet. I see what you did there.
Great. We're
Meet.
Balkan. And then I did a quick demonstration, kind of showed everybody how to basically do it. And then everyone just got super creative, and it was so nice to see everybody just, I don't know, have fun.
They dive in and
Honestly,
make
it's
their own?
just, yeah.
Nice.
Everyone has their like own little station with like a little cutting board, and everyone has.
And you set this up? You're wild.
Well, I had my Balkan family help.
Okay, that's
For,
very
like,
nice. But
yeah,
you,
my
you
cousin.
you had this vision. You got the fam to
Yeah.
come back. I love that too. Shout out
Yeah.
your sis who was with you at Trinity Bellwoods.
Yeah, she
and
came
like
by.
your fam. I
Yeah.
love that. It's smart
a family
of you to-
affair, though. Like, it's food, right?
Yes.
Like, that's like what we do.
I love that.
And so I made like a really beautiful centerpiece on the table so that everyone can just pull from the table. Like, we don't
That's
need
awesome.
bowls. We don't need
Yeah.
all these
Thank
things.
you.
Like,
Thank
just
you.
let's simplify things.
Chef bistro style, flat open. When I
Open
serve
table.
stuff, I do it on stuff like this too. It's like, yeah, exactly. Skip the hoopla, get right to the value.
Get right to it. Exactly.
What vegetables do you suggest?
Yeah, like what do you have there to pickle for the?
Well, usually I try to pick whatever's in season. So at that time, it was radishes, the long string green bean things. We had some
Ooh,
cabbage, like
that'd be
purple
nice.
cabbage, which was really nice. The onion was really good too, like that purple onion, like the red onion.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's so good.
You pickle onion, eat it,
Yeah,
bet
pickle
it's
it, pickled onions.
and then
so
slice
good.
it, and then put it on as a garnish on something.
So good. Actually, someone came by yesterday and they were telling me that there's a way to do pickled lemons. I'm like, pickled lemons?
What about
Have
pickled
you ever heard of that?
No.
Pickled me neither. He's like, it's I guess, maybe like a Turkish thing or something.
Would you pickle the whole
he's
like
Turkish.
skin
Turkey.
on?
I have no idea.
You
I
would
have
think.
I have to look this up. I was going to look it up tonight.
What about pig's feet?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do meat. I keep this vegan.
I didn't even know you could pickle meat.
Yeah, pickle
Yeah.
meat.
No, you can pickle meat. Like
Salted
ground
meat.
beef and stuff. Like
Oh, I
I've seen
guess
that.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can do it.
I've never done that, and I've never seen my family do that. Like we've only done vegetables ever, and like
Cucumber, those little baby
yeah,
cucumbers.
that's what we had too. We had those.
That's a
so
pickle.
good.
A baby cucumber's a
It is.
pickle.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Let's do that.
They're so good.
Yeah.
I love pickles.
Yeah, but it was great. I think everyone had fun. I'm gonna do another one in September. You guys should come to it.
Okay.
It's so
Is
fun.
it an Eventbrite or something? Is there a link?
Yeah,
If there's
yeah.
a link, you'll find it.
Yeah, I have an Eventbrite, the Spicy Balkan, and then subscribe even just on my website, and you can hear about our next events that are going to be coming up, and yeah, hopefully we'll do more with different types of spices. Would be fun.
I love
I'm
this
trying to
journey.
think of like what else can I do with the paprika, right? Because paprika, you can still kind of, do some fun stuff with it. I don't know. Lots of possibilities.
endless.
It's endless. It's endless.
You could have a whole spice section, and you could get into selling spice racks.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
That's
knows
true.
what
That
the
could be
future
good
holds?
merch.
You don't know.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Are you doing a lot of meditating lately?
Yeah, I have been. Actually, today I didn't, but
Oh,
I will later tonight, I think. when I come home.
congratulations! You got to do it. I don't
Thank
even
you.
know how you're still moving around out here without meditation. I just can't go outside. I feel like, oh my god, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bite someone.
Yeah. No. I get the same urge. I'm like, what if I swipe this entire table and just
Like, what if I just fucking take
like
this
I
shit
get these random thoughts in my head all the time. Like
so funny.
I was like, no, don't do that.
yeah.
I
People
love
might
that.
look at me.
Dude, I have the same thought. I'm like, as everyone's like eating their meal, I'm like, what if I just flip this fucking table?
I think
over
about
right
it all
now?
the time. I'm just like, oh, people would be so mad.
No,
But the reactions would be interesting. Like and depends who's sitting at that table. It's like everyone would react so differently. I just want to see that one day.
One day. I feel like my dad would just be like, what did you do that for? And like my mom would be like, what the fuck? This is
Yeah,
insane.
like see, everyone has like a different reaction.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
If this was though, I'd want to see, like, if we're talking movie here, I'd want to see your point of view after you swiped everything, because
Yeah.
you'd be trying to look at everyone to see what was
Yeah,
going
like what
on
was going
with them.
on. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you'd have to make it a prank show and record all
I
of
could
the
never do
reactions.
it. I don't think.
I love how you have those thoughts, though.
I sometimes have crazy thoughts, like like at the subway. There's always a moment for me where I'm like, I could just jump.
But hey,
I would never do it. I like life so much, but I have this moment. Like, what if I just
Jeez.
crazy? I know
Yeah.
it's a crazy
I
thought,
have
but
that
it
too.
actually happens.
I have that too.
I mean, yeah, your example maybe, but like, I was gonna say, let's rethink the word crazy. Because like people always say that. We're so used to saying that. We're like, oh, it would be crazy, or you're crazy for doing this. It's like, no, like we're really not crazy. Yeah. Like,
pretty
okay, maybe
normal.
not in your example. But
No, I think because I think for me, it's like I would never actually execute
Yeah.
on that.
I'm flipping
because
a
I-
table one day for sure.
Yeah, but I,
It's going down.
But you got to know that it's not crazy.
No.
It's not crazy. There's a reason why you're doing that or why you would do it. It's like your instinct is really telling you, like, go flip that table. It's like, why aren't we doing these things more often? Like, no, seriously, the other day it was raining and I like
no
stood
wrong.
I stood outside and I'm like, something's telling me to like stand in the rain right now. Like, why am I not doing it?
Yes.
Like, how are we
Fucking
not?
do it.
We are like the only animals in the world that are not using their instincts.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
We let our brain
world?
block it.
yeah,
We're blocking it. We are not listening to ourselves on the inside.
You
No,
have to learn, you have to be fucked by your mind trying to control and make your life something enough that you're either bored or dissatisfied or heartbroken or something, to the point where you have to be like, I'm going to follow my impulse and have fun because fuck it. Like, it doesn't go what
think-
you try to go. You have to just go dance in the rain.
I think sometimes thoughts themselves can that can be like just a signal of your very like healthy imagination.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think, because I do have that. I'm not lying. That is a thought that runs through my mind almost every time I'm at the subway.
Are you sad when it happens?
No.
So there you go.
And I would never do it. I don't ever see myself ever doing it. But the fact that I had the thought of just like, ugh.
I wonder why.
Well, I think it's just a sign
So
of my
interesting.
beautiful creativity and imagination.
Yes.
And I think that's great.
And like curiosity, though, just as a human, I think
Yeah,
like
just-
we are curious creatures.
Totally.
You know,
And
I
so-
think it's just our natural reaction to think that way.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
even if it's not a good thing,
Yeah.
it's like we need to still be friends with our darkest
We-
thoughts,
absolutely.
You know, like we need to.
I just wanna
still
see
be
what it's
open to
like.
that.
You know what I mean? As consciousness, I'm like, I wonder what it'd be like if I just
Yeah.
like completely bent over right now.
People are pushing boundaries
Yeah,
all the
pushing
time.
boundaries. Yeah, that's it.
And that's
I love
growth. That's the only way growth happens. And when it's a big push, it feels really, really uncomfortable.
well-
But if you're just sort of, if there's a tension, if there's just a little bit of a tension and you just go a little bit at a time, that's the only way I think I can ever get anything done.
Well, I also think it's kind of like we're so confined.
Yeah.
Like society has created these barriers for us, and it's like we.
Expectation bullshit constructs.
Yeah, I just feel like people are starting to push, like you said, a little bit more, and like really just doing what feels right, what feels natural to them.
Yeah,
And that's
I
a-
remember one clip that we made, I think, of you in your first episode, which was quite some time ago, like probably years ago now.
2 years,
2
maybe.
years, I
Yeah.
think,
I think so.
ago.
I think it was in the 70s, and now this is episode 2003. Or 203.
you
2000.
imagine?
Hey, we'll do 2003 too.
One day.
We'll be old as fuck then.
Day.
We'll still all be pretty.
Oh, I
though.
just peed a little.
We'll be old and still pretty.
Oh no, I'm already getting older.
No, you're not. Shut
No,
up.
I'm
We're
just
all in
kidding.
our 30s.
I'm kidding.
We're all some kids.
I love, and our 40s
We
are going to
look
be
great.
totally blessed. So
Yeah.
Yo.
I got 14 years until shit starts.
It's an exciting time.
It is an exciting
Trust
time.
me,
But I
yo.
was gonna say in your first episode, I remember you being really passionate about like how our parents age, like people in that time and generation like really fucking cared what other people thought about them, and so that really shaped who they were socially.
Totally.
And the repression of that was handled inside the home generally, which always like manifested
And
in
it's
like,
like, why,
alcoholism
it's like, why do
or
people,
like
why do
abuse
people
or,
care?
you
Why
know.
do people care so much about what people think? It's like
You're
because
taught
all
to.
those people are just walking around anyways, thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
like they're not looking around thinking about
Yeah.
you. They're thinking about how do I look in front of you.
Yeah.
Like that's
fucking-
literally what's happening.
How ego
Right? Does that
delusional
make
is
sense?
it that we think everyone's thinking about us?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I know we go somewhere and
but
we're
it's
like,
true.
I'm living in this person's head rent free. Most likely you're not. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
most likely they don't care about you as well. That's
Yeah.
so true.
And that,
Yeah.
but that's, I think, you know, that
Oh, I'll have some.
sense of.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip you.
Thank you. That's okay.
Hey, as a guest who's also our friend, so I feel comfortable asking this on the show. As a guest who sometimes will pass on the smoke,
Yeah.
would you appreciate me passing in front of you or behind you when I
Yeah, in
pass?
front.
In front.
Because like you might last minute change your mind and be like, I'll have some. Right? 'Cause it's
Nice.
like you give it that. It's like a 1 second thing. It's like you have to give it 1 second to give them a chance. If not, it goes.
Okay, what if it was?
Right?
What if
Give
we?
them a chance to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we knew they weren't smoking? Is it better to
Still-
pass in
still
front?
Do it. You never know.
Because it's fun for the show. They see it.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of slick
Yeah.
sometimes.
To pass behind?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been experimenting
I
with
don't know.
both. I feel more awkward passing behind, like it's a
I
little
think
bit
in front
scary
is
and
better.
vulnerable
Well,
for
my
the
hair is
person.
back there, so
For me, I'm just like,
are you gonna
yeah.
burn my hair?
I
Like,
know.
All you hear is
Oh, so
I'm
it's
like
vulnerable.
smoking on the back.
Yeah, because you can't see it.
For
so you-
me, I'm considerate of people hand talking. So I can't go
Yeah.
here. You'd have to go here.
Right.
Right?
Over,
I can't
yeah.
go here.
No.
But then does that not block you out of
Yeah, it's too far. I want it closer
Yeah.
because I want to see
so
it.
I do. I have to go this
I want
way.
to be like, do I want some?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So we clarified.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
had some of this because this is nice.
It's nice. What is
Oh.
this? What are we
don't
smoking
know.
her?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
We don't know.
We get given a lot of weed. We just get given weed, and I'm so grateful
what
for
this
it.
is.
And I love you guys, and
Yeah.
thank you. And I don't know exactly what I'm smoking right now to shout it out. I probably should know that.
But like,
That's okay.
we're just
Also,
smoking something.
we're just smoking some
It's
weed.
nice that there's good weed.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy that there's good weed out in the world.
Like you don't always have to talk about whose weed is this? Or
Yeah, I know.
what is it? Like before, like we never really used to talk about it. We used to say, hey, like, do you have any weed? Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, it's not like these days it's like, oh, what strain is it? Like, what percentage? What this? What that?
What producer?
Yeah.
What's the grower? I know, but
I like
it's
that
cool.
talk as well.
It's cool that it can be. I think it's important for cannabis to have that face.
Yeah,
like,
but
it
there's
is
no
like a
lack
fine
of it
spirits.
right now.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I
And
definitely
on
miss
the way
like
back?
I miss the days though, like the earlier days of weed.
I know
though.
you were.
And it's so nice to go places now where there's weed and it's in that time frame. Like it's back then. It's like,
What do you mean?
well, it's like weed's not legal there, or like
to
go
travel.
places.
yeah, like if you're traveling, if you go
Yeah.
somewhere, it's like
even Florida, it's like
it
it's
reminds
everywhere,
me
but-
of like the old school days. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh,
I
do you have
hate it.
weed? Yeah, okay, great. Let's go get it. And we
Yeah.
go to someone's house and we go pick it up, or like meet somewhere halfway, or
You don't
whatever.
know what you're getting. It's
No.
so fun. It's always.
I mean,
an
it's kind of
adventure.
exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
And then, but sometimes you pull up and it's like someone having like the rest of their weed in like a rolled up sandwich bag, and it's like dry as fuck. And I'm just like, nah. I'm
I
glad.
don't think that happens too often anymore.
No,
No.
some
There's
good
good
ass
weed in the world.
There's
No,
good ass
there's
weed.
good.
It's
Yeah.
always nice when you run into like a dope legacy person.
There was some shit weed in Jamaica.
Yeah, some set, some natural.
Costa
got-
Rica had really nice weed.
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
I bet
Yeah,
it's a
it
great
was, like,
climate to
light.
grow there.
It was like light. It wasn't heavy. It's like
How
I was in a surf town, and maybe that's why.
How did you
'Cause
source
it's just like
it?
super chill. Oh, just a few friends that I met there. Yeah,
nice. They were like, "Do you like weed?" And you're like, "Yeah, let me get some."
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
How is it socially accepted there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty casual, and people are respectful still. And
In
yeah,
Florida, you
it's-
could
I don't
smoke
think it's a-
outside on the patio. Like with
You can?
It. Yeah, it was
No?
fucking
Yeah.
dope.
That's nice. Like, is there a smoking section or
Like, nah, I just
Like,
said,
what's
"Can I
the
smoke
rule?
here?"
No.
She brought me a
Yeah.
ashtray.
like while you're
I
sitting
think
down
it's
and eating?
because
Eating,
it's
yeah.
a gray.
Really?
It's the
Yeah.
gray area.
right on the
Wow.
boardwalk in Hollywood, Florida.
That's kind of nice.
I know. Ordered some lobster eggs Benedict, and fucking I just bought 2 big THC diamond frosted joints, and we just got off the plane, still had our luggage, and I was like, "Can I smoke here?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right," because Winnie gets so like immediately,
I
like,
hate
"No,
it.
you cannot. No,
I do not like the
no.
old-
11,
olden days
11,
Milka.
11, 11, no, no, no. Don't even ask. I'm like, "It's okay." It's okay. And she's like, yeah, see, she brings over with like a wet napkin so they know what's up.
Aw.
Like they know, like, so
That's
you,
cute.
you
It
can-
was totally
put it
okay.
out.
I
Yeah.
just sat there and
For the
smoked
record,
my
it was
joint,
totally okay.
and it was all good. And she even asked me if I needed a lighter.
Yeah. And that breakfast was amazing. Did we get like a lobster Benedict or
That's what I said,
something?
lobster eggs
Ooh, that's my
Benedict.
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
lobster
was a good
roll.
breakfast.
We just got in, you know, we flew in the morning. It was Florida weather. It wasn't the hottest, but it was just starting to get warm. It was just about noon. Hadn't really eaten too much, and just like took an Uber to the Hollywood Strip. I walked for a bit. I'm like, let me find some weed first, and then like we'll find a place to eat. And that's what it was. It was one of those places that were like, come eat here, you know, and it's like a big menu. But it was like,
Hey, Win, where are we right now?
Hollywood Beach, baby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's that.
diamonds, diamond infused joint right on the beach. First stop, holler at your boy. Let's get this lobster eggs Benedict. It was really good, like
Yeah, right on the
lobster
water.
claw, like right on the beach, like coming out of an eggs
love
Benedict.
seafood.
Oh yeah, and then they had
So
the really
good.
good potato like wedges, like the home fry wedges, like with it, and like the nice dark blue plate.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
That sounds so
It was
good.
Yeah,
really-
like,
it was magical. It was one of those
smoke a
meals
weed.
that you remember.
And you
Yeah.
should be able to smoke a joint with it. Like, it's just like, I want to normalize
Yeah.
that. Like, look, I'm having a nice time. This is part of a nice time with me. Like, I want to have it. Like, we should
It was
have
good.
it.
It was pretty chill overall. But we were chill. We weren't like out smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
found little sections and stuff. And
Thanks.
Yeah. Winnie's very overly respectful.
I'm just in. Yeah. I just.
like, I got-
Floridians freak me out a bit too.
What? No,
Why?
man. Because
They're nice.
freedom.
I find
She
they're
thinks
so
freedom are gun-toting, angry
They're-
people. They're not. They're
No.
more prone to be like, you smoke your joint, brother. I have a beer, man. We're all friends.
I think
don't
they're
know.
pretty friendly there. But I don't know. You never know.
I think they are very friendly, and I think they're very clear. Like, there were signs. We were in a neighborhood. We were at a B&B in a neighborhood that had, like, you couldn't walk to a convenience store, by the way, which was, like, pretty weird.
Pretty American.
Yeah. It was, like,
You
suburban.
have to drive everywhere. Yeah.
And everyone was pretty nice, like, in the neighborhood. It was just a little bit shocking to see, like, signs that were basically like, I have a gun. Like,
Yeah.
there's a gun
Oh,
here. Like,
yeah.
do not fuck with me. I have a fucking
I remember when
gun.
I was in Atlanta, it was like a sign, and it was like, please check in your guns.
Yeah.
And there's like a little window, and I was like, wow.
Like going
wild.
into
a Target or something.
It was a waffle place.
Yeah.
oh wow.
It was really, really amazing waffles.
Yeah.
I wonder if that
The Atlanta Waffle
deters
House.
anyone. You imagine walking in with a gun and it's like, please turn in your guns, and they're like, fuck this place, and they turn their gun.
Well, maybe.
They
Probably,
probably
right?
just don't turn them in. Like,
Yeah.
if they really just don't want to, or if it's
Yeah.
unregistered, I guess you probably wouldn't want to turn
I
it in.
don't think it's.
Leave it in the car, man.
I don't think you have to.
Go have some waffles, bro. It's so funny though. There's definitely a joke here for like Atlanta waffle houses and guns. Like, there's
Well, it was in a Walmart
Yeah.
parking lot too.
So yeah, it happens enough times that it's like
Yeah.
this is enough of a thing that has
Yeah.
to be a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'd see in Florida like those signs when he was talking about that were just like it had a picture of a rifle and it was like, please go ahead, trespass. Like they were like egging on
Yeah.
violence. Like they were like, yeah,
Aw.
like they have.
Even, I mean,
probably-
some didn't. Some legit were just like, we have a fucking gun, you know, like just FYI, and do with that information what you will.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, we have a gun here. But I have a question for you. Do you have like a go-to meal, like on a weekly basis, that you're like, I have to
What do you
cook this
consistently
for
eat?
myself?
Honestly, every week is so different. I don't know with you guys. Like, I feel like you guys are always cooking up something different too. Like, I
I
always
am,
see you
yes.
guys making stuff.
She
Yeah.
does sandwiches and smoothies well.
Yeah?
And they're the
That's
same.
like your go-to?
I don't stray.
She has her types of sandwich and smoothie and doesn't make anything
I don't
else but
play in the
that.
kitchen. I'm just starting now to be like, fuck, okay, I'll like watch him. Like normally I'd fuck off and do my own thing.
And I'll ask her, I'll
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
Winnie, do you want to watch and like learn and see? Like, so if I'm not here, you can cook sometimes for yourself? And she's like, yeah, I guess. And then I'd be like, okay, I cut it like this. Do you want to help me? And she's like, okay, what do I need to do? And then like she'll finish like chopping the onions like that and just leave it and walk away. Like she finished her homework. And I'm like,
The assignment is done.
okay.
Yeah,
And-
well, but I just
don't
don't
know.
feel that if I was feeling what you guys were feeling with food,
Yeah.
I think I would feel
No,
differently.
you have to love
Totally.
it. You have to love it.
Gotta be inspired.
And I can see it. I get and appreciate it. Like when he comes over, even just throwing in some things in a pot and then having them like sizzle for a little while or whatever, and then just smelling that, like, wow, it really like enlivens your senses. But then after that, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do anything more.
Like, you don't think
Yeah.
about, hey, what can I do with this?
No, and you shock me a
No.
lot. You shock me a
makes
lot.
You're like, no.
When you tell me what ingredients are in it, and sometimes it's like I
like,
would have
"What?"
never have thought that these two ingredients would
go
ever
together.
in a million years
That's what I'm
taste
saying.
good.
It's like I feel like I'm discovering something new every time I open the fridge. Like majority of the time, I don't even know what I'm making. I open the fridge to see what is in there. Like what can I make with whatever is in here right now?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a challenge every time that I make something. I'm like, okay, like what do I have? What's available? Like
Yeah.
where's
Yeah.
my protein? Where's
It's
the
like a
vegetables?
black box
Like,
challenge.
What could you do?
It's
right?
like how I can whip something
Yeah,
with
yeah.
anything. That was like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
pride of like in hood times growing up, having nothing and you were left alone. It was like I just have the homies over and whip something because I started cooking early.
Well, I think
It's like
even
I could
when you're
make
younger,
with an empty fridge, I could make anything.
yeah, even when you're younger, same thing. It's like you're kind of like learning how to cook even.
Yeah.
And there has to be an interest to do it at that age, right? And if there isn't, then that's just probably not what is
Yeah,
your
the
what's your
interest is
passion.
hunger.
Hunger.
Solving hunger. So
I was
yeah,
a spoiled kid, man.
I got good at it. Yeah,
I
exactly.
was too spoiled. My parents are too easy on me.
Atrophy.
Fuck.
Atrophy.
I don't
It's
know.
true.
Yeah.
Privilege
Like when
causes
did you
atrophy.
start cooking, you guys? Like what? Like how old were you?
It's like 7.
7. What grade are you in 7? When you're 7?
Grade 2 or 3.
Grade 2 or 3? Okay, that's
I
really
remember
young.
I remember in grade 4 I started making my own lunches
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you actually something. I had my first job. I gotta say this here. I had my first job when I was like 4 years old, or like 5 years old, at a hotel that my dad ran in the kitchen. I made like $2 an hour, and I was cutting fries and peeling shrimp.
Bro,
and I was
that
5
is
years old.
illegal.
Now, but back then,
Back then,
I don't think they
he was
cared.
running the hotel,
Yeah,
and
maybe
I
not.
wasn't literally on the books. You're right, I didn't have a SIN number. Don't worry, I wasn't being slaved. He would just like
Oh my
basically
God.
let me. He would basically like let me, and the staff loved me because I was like a nice little
5-year-old
guy.
you.
So I was
That's
actually my
really
first
cute.
job.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and it was so cute. My dad would stand around. He was the
That's really
manager, and he
nice.
ran this like restaurant on a resort kind of
Mm-hmm.
area in the Sunshine Coast. And he'd stand there and like hand everyone their tips, and I was standing in the circle like 5 years old, and he like handed me my like what
Oh
I
my
earned in
God. Oh
cash. I think I made like $6, and I was like,
You were
That's so-
little
you
too.
were on
I
a
was
hot
little.
night.
So like I started cooking like
Really
then
young.
basically like yeah. So it's my earliest memory of like feeling.
This is kind of.
I feel like we were always cooking with our grandparents and our parents.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
I feel like that started so early. Like my parents would always get a little stool, put it in front of the stove. We'd take our wooden spoon and start stirring.
Our kid's gonna
like
get
it
this.
started that early.
Yeah.
Like when we were really
I'm gonna
little.
hang out with my kid. Like
Yeah.
as I'm cooking, like I
Yeah.
don't want to put him down and then go cook. I'm like, come
Well,
with
most
me.
parents
look at
are
this.
like, here, go away. Like, go play on your tablet these days.
No, I'd be
And
like, look at this.
It's like, no, like engage them.
and then like
involve them in what you're
it's
doing.
gonna be kind of funny. Like I'll fuck with them. Like I'll cut onions and be like, smell that, and you'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, see, and then you know,
You
onions,
learn.
you learn
Yeah.
safely. Like
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I fucking hate this dangerous guy, but I'm like, no, that's how you let a kid
Dangerous guy.
learn.
Yeah, they learn.
I won't make them
Yeah.
hurt, but just like he'll be like,
You
oh
have
my
to
God.
let them learn.
Let them
though.
learn.
Yeah.
I do love the YouTube videos that are like babies first, and they do like baby first time lemon, and then the baby
And they
has
do
it.
the
and
little
it's
like weird face.
yeah,
It's so cute.
yeah.
see the
There's a
ice
few that
cream
are
ones?
sad, but the ice cream ones are
The baby's
great.
like, and then licks the ice cream, and
And
his like eyes get big, like
brain
That is
explosion.
so cute.
Yeah. Babies are cute.
Do we still react like that to food? Kind of, maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
She let out a pretty
Yeah?
orgasmic yesterday. What did I make? Some sandwiches and the brioche or something.
No, not yesterday. I think
No,
it was
the
the
other
day
day.
before. Yeah, you reused
I
the
fucked these
meat.
up, guys. I killed it.
Yeah.
I had
For
some.
what?
Those
I had some
bolognese
ground.
sauce.
I had some ground beef, like original bolognese, not tomato sauce, nor like this version bolognese, like just like ground beef. And I made kind of like a sloppy Joe, like with the top on a brioche bun. But like I made like this sweet custom relish mustard for one side, and then like went
mustard.
creamy on the underside, and maybe there's roasted vegetables or something in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just fucking knocked
was.
because the beef was a second fry, so it was
And
more
bok choy.
crunchy.
Ooh, crispy.
And bok choy, yeah, so it was crispy beef kind of, yeah. So like when you
Yeah,
bit it, you got that kind of smash burger crunch, but then it was overflowing with a lot, so it was like a sloppy Joe kind of too. But then I toasted the brioche with butter, so it was like that.
See, that was an unplanned meal. You did not plan to do
Oh
that.
no, that's
Yeah.
hood shit.
Yeah,
That's me
but that's
taking
like
what's
delicious.
there.
Like,
Totally.
That is what turns out the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the freestyles. They're
yeah,
freestyles.
it's freestyle.
Yeah.
It's freestyle cooking.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
No,
And
it's
if
true.
I had this then,
Yeah.
that would have been, I'm saying,
Oh,
boom.
really good.
That's
On top
going
of
on
that-
all my burgers now.
Burgers, sandwiches.
Oh my god.
Anything, vegetables.
I'm finna take a celery stick and, well,
God, you do good homemade burgers. When I
Thanks.
think about your homemade
I
burgers,
feel
I'm
like
like,
your
why would
burgers
we
are
ever
good.
have burgers out?
I'm gonna feature that, and we'll do a video about
Yeah.
burgers. I'll feature, I'll use some of this.
That'd be good.
That'd be like that's the perfect dollop
Yeah.
on it, and then you push the bun down and it spreads.
Yeah.
If someone was like, oh my gosh, I need to try some Balkan food, what's the first thing that they should try?
The
Those,
chivapi. 100%.
Okay,
Those
nice.
things?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that does sound fantastic. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Those are probably the best.
Yeah, awesome. Well, this
Dude,
has been.
I am
what a
so
great
proud of
time.
you.
Yeah.
I love
you.
seeing you grow. I love being your friend.
I love that you guys are in my life.
Yeah.
know.
So nice. I thought about that yesterday after seeing you guys. I'm like, even my sister was like, those were nice people. I was
So
like,
nice.
I know.
Love. Shout out, sis.
Yeah.
That's
We're
so
going to get
beautiful.
you doing some stand-up.
Yeah,
Hey.
Sava Sisters. Go
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. Yeah. So people can get this. Go get you some at the spicybalkan.com.
That link will be in the details below.
Follow
Yes,
them
follow
on
us.
social media.
TikTok, Instagram.
Any final words you want to drop on people about keeping it real and raw with yourself? Or
Yeah.
anything you like?
Just, keep going. Just keep moving forward. And, don't remember to hug people on your way out. On your way in.
Hugs, long hugs with
On your,
Milka.
on your way in and on your way out. Always.
I
Always.
love that.
Yeah, that's true. I
Always.
love hugs.
It's really good for
Yeah.
we talked about
It's
this.
so healthy for you.
Your first episode was
Yes,
called Long
I
Hugs
remember.
because, and I've been long hugging trees.
Have you been doing it since we had that episode, though? Like, I
I
feel like
try.
after that episode, like, I started to hug people way longer, even.
I hold on for like a good, you can't get all the way to the 30 seconds sometimes, but I get a good like 10-second solid bro hug
Yeah.
in. I think it varies in the circumstance. Like at a quick social event, it's
if
like
someone's pulling their hips away, you kind of have
know.
to be like, you're
respect that.
You're doing all you can right now to embrace, and I appreciate just
but
that.
there are some people like Universe, shout out Universe, or like certain friends, or like I'm definitely gonna hug the shit out of you now. Like just like there are people who you're comfortable with who you could just like sit in it for a minute. Like we
Yeah,
saw
they
Eric
really sit in
yesterday
it.
and another
Yeah.
hippie friend of mine. It's a lot of hippie friends. And
It
you can just sit in
releases
it, yeah.
endorphins.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to.
So good for you.
It releases anxiety and it like makes your heart grow 10 sizes or something.
It's like, think about kids. Like, kids, when they give you a hug, they really give you a hug.
Yeah,
Like, why did we stop doing that?
What the fuck,
Like,
guys?
why
I-
are we being such adults?
I
Like, let's
honestly
just
think it's getting
start-
more socially acceptable to
Yeah,
hug.
I
More
agree.
people,
Yeah.
I feel like they see each other, they hug.
Yeah.
It's like a true meaning of a hug. Like, what is it? What
Yeah.
does that look like? What does it feel like?
It'd be weird to hug everyone at the office every morning, I think.
In the same way.
It'd be nice though.
But friends for sure.
Yeah, friends for sure.
Heart
For sure.
Heart-
If you're not hugging your friends, what are you
Yeah.
even living for?
Heart
No,
to heart.
exactly.
A
Heart
moment
to
of
heart.
heart to heart.
That's
what it
I
is.
think that's what it is. I think it's the universal,
Like feeling the heartbeats together,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
like making sure you're in sync.
And,
rhythm.
You know?
And even
Rhythm
when it's
reference.
awkward,
Yeah.
it's stimulating.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
stimulating.
Yeah, like the people who kind of back away for a hug and I grab them anyways and then they love it.
Yeah, I know.
And then they love it. They're like, oh, okay. Like you can feel them like relaxing your
Yeah.
hands. Like something about having people in your arms like that is so comforting. And
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
It's very natural and like
Natural.
cerebral and like almost village. Like it like rings in my DNA safety.
Yeah.
I've brought buddies in like like Dan at OPP, the photographer. It's like we'll go for a big handshake and then I'll like pull him in like we're fucking tangoing. Like he was already 5 feet away and I like between our two arms I pulled him into like a full like
Yeah.
spin embrace and like it's just kind of fun to hug people.
it is.
Yeah.
And everyone hugs so differently, like
Yeah,
you said.
I know. And then you get very cute hugs from like very tall people
Yeah.
because they have to like bend down and be gentle with you.
Yeah. Gentle giant.
Either that or they just kind of like let you fall into their body, which
Which is nice too.
that's nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt O'Connor does that. That's the
Like
way
where
he
you can hear
hugs.
their heartbeats.
Yeah, my head is like at his chest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's nice.
Arms around the shoulder, like right around the shoulders. That's so good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that honestly, that energy exchange, like
Yeah.
that's what we need. Like, we forget about that, so it's good.
All right, let's get the hugging. Love you guys. Hug your
Thanks for
friends.
watching.
Hug your family. Hug random people at the gas station. Hug people when you're going for a massage. If you're buying shoes, reach over and give them a hug. Say thanks for the bill. Your waiter, hug them.
I guess.
Milka, thank
I
you
don't-
so much for joining us.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
you. Love.
We'll have to do an update in
Yeah.
like
Oh.
a year.
Yeah, a year.
Annual.
Annual. Yeah,
Love it.
exactly.
Rhythm. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
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 Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Look deeper.
To think that we started this podcast to fight a stigma,
Look deeper.
only to uncover so much love that we realized that you can't put your energy anywhere but what you want.
Look deeper.
And what we want is authentic conversation. What we want is quality medicine What we enjoy is each other.
We get to learn from our guests. Manage the best. I would manifest this.
Part of the magic of the plant is how it uncovers what you've been hiding away.
So much love.
Look deeper. Feel more. Tune in.
So much love. Look deeper.
We're not here to be lazy.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners.
We're not here to distract ourselves.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
We're here to learn. We're here to grow.
Hey, listen, man. We can't smoke on no meds, homie. And I ain't into sports and stuff, so I be putting my athleticism in smoking. Yeah. You know what we smoking on, light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Gotta cut a smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, set it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon, when it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Puffing like a smoke-a-thon. I be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Only hitting that hella bomb. Yeah, gotta kill a smoke alarm. We be puffin' like a puffathon. We be puffin' like a puffathon. I'm like bad boy, baby. Puff my main thing. Yes, terps in the nose. THC in my veins. CBG for the highs. CBD for the pain. Shout out every other element that we haven't measured yet, because education has been restrained. Why? I wonder why. Cannabis, this fucking guy, he goes up in the pharma cabinet and says, I'll replace you and take you out the game. Good night, alright. And you fight that have been prescribed. It's time to take a hike Vive and you're gonna kill this guy. Smoke a joint every morning and you'll be fine. The red cherry is where I find the light. You know what we smoking on, light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Gotta cut a smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, set it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon, when it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Puffing like a smoke-a-thon. I be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Only hitting that hella bomb. Yeah, gotta kill a smoke alarm. We be puffing like a puffathon. We be puffing like a puffathon. Disciplined stoners out on the scene, matching tracksuits and Jordan 3s. Can't wait to see you and smoke more weed. What's that you got there, a blunt for me? Fuck it, I'm lucky, I love you too. Let's see you all drop some new stuff too. What's there a Sunday on a Sunday cruise? Doing reviews for her next skew. Smoking the fire and we hella blitz. I got my paws on shit nobody gets. Outstanding buds like they came from the drip. Throwing some primo, I'm top of the tip. Never am stiff, I love the community. At an event talking like it's just you and me. Culture and industry making its history. We are just happy to be here and getting so lit. You know what we smoking on, light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Gotta cut a smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, set it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon, when it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon.
Like bad boy, baby. Puff my main thing. Yes, terps in the nose. THC in my veins. CBG for the highs. CBD for the pain. Shout out every other element that we haven't measured yet, because education has been restrained. Why? I wonder why. Cannabis, this fucking guy, he goes up in the pharma cabinet and says, I'll replace you.
Yeah, it's so smoky. We smoked it out. It won't stop because of all the weed being smoked.
How do we get it off? How do we get it off?
Oh.